Hey everybody, Crazy Crick is back again with another video today. Today I'm doing a video of how I set up my vingaroon cage. I also talk about how I maintain the vingaroon on a regular basis. So yeah, that's what this video is going to be all about. So first you're going to need a cage. This is a plastic critter keeper. This is a medium size, I believe. I'm not exactly sure. This is just a cage. This is actually a cage I bought it with at the store, because you could either get the vingaroon by itself or you could get it with the cage. So I got the cage with it. So I think it's a medium critter keeper. And yeah, I'm pretty sure it is, because I have a large critter keeper. It's bigger than this, so this must be a medium. So also, like, you can go with any size tank really for them. I have just this critter keeper, like I said, but it would be a good thing to have a little bit bigger cage if you have one. Also, they don't really climb up or nothing, so you can actually use a shorter cage. So yeah, so like what I was saying is probably the best kind of cage for a vingaroon is going to be about a 5 to 10 gallon tank, although I think a 10 gallon is going to be on the big side. So about a 5 gallon tank. This is probably about 3 gallons, so this is a little smaller, but he is still a baby, so it's kind of still okay. I will move him to a bigger tank. I have bigger tanks, I just haven't done it yet, and I can, and I will eventually down the road when he gets a little bit bigger. So next I'm going to talk about bedding. Now I just have the bedding, like I was actually cleaning his cage, so the bedding is dry. I'm going to mist it down and everything before I put the vingaroon in there. But I decided to take the opportunity to set the cage up, or show how I set the cage up. So this is an empty betta fish cup that a betta fish came in. I decided, I cleaned it out and everything. I just decided to put the eco earth in here so that I could easily measure it out to pour inside of the cage. So you can use eco earth bedding. It's recommended to use like something that's gonna hold high humidity. So you can use this, and you can use moss. You can use what is that stuff called? It's plantation soil. Exoterra makes it. It's the same type of stuff this is. You can use like a jungle bedding. You can use the different types of bedding, as long as you don't use topsoil or like a potting soil that has a lot of the fertilizers and pesticides and stuff in it, chemicals that are going to be bad for the animal. But basically, you want something that's going to hold humidity. So the eco earth will work perfect, and that's what I'll be using. Also, if you have trouble keeping humidity up, you can actually add a little bit of moss into it, like some terrarium moss or sphagnum moss, and it'll help hold humidity, help it retain humidity better. So yeah, I don't have any right this minute, so I mean I might add it eventually, but not right this second. So I'm gonna add the eco earth into the cage. Now I'm going to add some more eco earth, another cup. Spread it around. Now that the Eco Earth is in, I'm gonna spray it down with my mister. But see, you can get different types of misters. You can get just a regular spray bottle, as simple as, you know, the bottle just like one now will be like $1.99, something like that, at like even a dollar store. But I have this one. You can also get, you can get these from reptile stores. I got this at a regular grocery store, in the garden section, or you can get these at plant nursery, different places, because they're plant misters actually. And yeah, so you then pump it, and then it uses pressure to spray the water. So I'm gonna spray it down. I'm gonna go ahead and turn off the camera, and I'll be back when I'm done. And the last clip, I actually did decide to do a time lapse. I turned off the video and I just flipped it over to time lapse, so you'll see that. So now that the bedding's in, the Eco Earth, you're gonna want to damp it down like I did in the time lapse. They gotta stay very moist, because they like to stay very moist and humid. So you're gonna want to have the Eco Earth in here. Next, you're gonna want to get some kind of a hide. So next, I'm gonna put in something for it to hide in. I actually have 3 pieces of cork bark. I dropped that one. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it too well, but it's a piece of cork bark. That's what this is, and I'm gonna place this one right here. This is actually, I don't know if this is actually a piece of cork bark. No, it isn't. It's just a piece of like a wood chip type thing. And yeah, and then here's another piece of cork bark, which I'm gonna put over here. And this is kind of optional, but I actually, if you just spray it down multiple times a day, or at least once or twice a day, you don't really need this. But I actually have a little water dish that I will put in there for him to drink out of. And this water dish is actually pretty small compared to my finger, and I couldn't find a water dish small enough for him, because I wanted him to have something to drink out of in case like I forgot to spray him down one day and he ran out of water. I would like to have something in there for him to drink out of. And even a bottle cap is a little too big that he would get stuck in, or like a water bottle cap is too small and a Gatorade bottle cap is a little bit too big. So I decided to make a little dish. I actually made this out of oven baked clay. If you'd like to see a video of how I make these, I can actually make a video of that, how I make water dishes and hides for my reptiles and other animals. So yeah, that's what I use for his water. So I'm gonna put it in there, and I'm gonna come back after it's done. So I put the water dish in there in the right hand corner, the front right hand corner, and filled it up with water. So I think the cage is actually complete. I'm not going to throw crickets in here yet because he has eaten lately, so I don't want to overfeed him. So I actually took out a dead cricket out of his cage that he didn't eat. So I'll probably wait a little while before I feed him. I feed him about once or twice a week. Well, I usually feed him about 2 crickets a week, 2 to 3 crickets, small crickets. So yeah, and sometimes I never see him eat, but I know he eats because I don't find the dead crickets in there and they disappear. And I've had him long enough that if he didn't eat, if he didn't ever eat, he probably would have been dead by now. So yes, I got the cage set up, so I'm gonna put him back in there. I did already miss the cage when I put the eco earth in, so I'm not gonna mist it anymore because it's already very moist. So yeah, I think I just need to add the vingaroon in. So yeah, I spray this cage down every day. I spray the cage down about twice every day, sometimes every other day if it's still moist, because sometimes it's still moist, so I can go ahead and skip a day. But I just kind of regulate it depending on if it's, like, I'll spray in there if it needs humidity. If it doesn't, then I don't spray in there, basically. So now I'm going to introduce the vingaroon. Now, it's the same vingaroon I had in my other video. I did not get another one. He just in this little container, this 24-ounce deli cup, while I cleaned the cage, and it had the vented lid. Yes, I did get 502 week crickets in here shipped to me, so that's why it says that on the lid and it's written in Sharpie, so I can't really get it off. So, but that's the cup I had for him to sit in, and it had the ventilated lid. So I'm gonna put the vingaroon in. I'm gonna take the lid off, and I'm gonna put the vingaroon in. Very carefully. There, he kind of, is he in there? Yeah, he kind of fell in there a little bit. So yeah, I got the vingaroon in his cage, and I got it all set up. So I think that's it. Oh, I almost forgot something. I better make sure to put the lid on so he doesn't escape. And that's it. Now his cage is completely set up. So I hope you liked this video. If you'd like to see any other videos of my vingaroon or any of my other animals, if you could, leave it down in the comments down below. If you have any suggestions for any upcoming videos, you could leave it down in the comments down below too. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, you could leave it down in the comments down below as well. And don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and share. Until next time, take care.